By the way, watched the McDonald's All-American game last night. A lot of fun. LeBron James' son, Bronny, had 5 3-pointers, 5 of 8 from the floor, 5 of 8 from three-point range. Got a nice-looking jump shot. And when you start to think about this, and I'm watching the game thinking about it, LeBron was there watching the game in Houston. And I'm thinking, LeBron says he wants to play at least one season with his son. Now, LeBron can hold up that end of the bargain by being LeBron, and he'll be able to play. But Bronny has to hold up his end of the bargain to be able to play in the NBA. So the pressure that's on this kid right now, he's got to go to college for 1 year or the G League or go to Australia, Europe, play there, and then be ready to play in the NBA. And he's a nice player. And he's not running the point. He's not DJ Wagner. He's going to Kentucky. But he's a good player. If I said, hey, pick LeBron James' son out, you're not going to pick him. Maybe, facially you might. But you're watching his game, it's nothing like LeBron's. He's got a really nice jump shot. And yes, it's a better jump shot at this point in their careers than his dad. Which I always say, yeah, imagine if LeBron had a jump shot. He'd have 45,000 points, right? When it's all said and done. He doesn't have a jumper, but he did pretty well as the all-time leading scorer. But Bronny is a nice player. And maybe that's not being fair to him to say he's a nice player. But if I didn't know if it was his son, I would say, oh, man, that guy's got, some good range. Nice lift on his jump shot. Nice form. But that's it. Nothing else. I think he's a nice player. And if I said Chris Duhon, remember him? He was a combo guard at Duke. Good player. Played in the NBA. Could you see LeBron James' son sort of like Chris Duhon? Maybe Jay Williams. Jay Will. He's a mid-sized guard. It feels like every player in that game is about 6'7", a three, who, shoot threes and, 3 and D. That's it. Everybody's sort of the same. But watching Bronny last night, I love his poise. He seems really mature on the floor, but there's a lot of pressure on him. And, he'll go to college and probably, be there for 6 months, whether it's Duke or Ohio State or Oregon. You could see that he's wearing Nikes. They were supposed to wear Adidas last night. Like, he's already like, nope. I'm on NIL payroll here. This is what I'm wearing. Yeah, Paulie.
I watched a game last night, and every year in the McDonald's All-American game, I fall in love with someone like, because I don't watch a ton of the highlights or the clips and stuff during the season. There's a kid named Isaiah Collier. If you know anything about high school basketball, I'm sure you know his name. I didn't. He's going to USC. Oh, man. That's a nice one out there for those fans.
Yeah, there's a few of these players that you're like, oh, okay. And then you're going to get to see them till, next April, and then that'll be it. Then they'll go to the NBA. Yes,
it's an interesting thing that social media has done because of it brings so much attention to high school players. But I was going through lists of snubs. I was shocked Mikey Williams wasn't on there. He was kind of the guy, at least in the way I was viewing it, the guy before Bronny got super famous. Mikey Williams was the dude. He signed with, he's going to Memphis, I want to say, but he was snubbed at the All-American game, and it was like.
And maybe Bronny was shoehorned into the game. You could probably pick 60 players to play in the McDonald's All-American game. All right. So a little nepotism. Yeah, it happens in all walks of life. But Bronny played well last night, and that's the key. If you would watch him, and there are times when you'll see some of these kids who don't belong in those all-star games, like myself, when I was in an all-star game, and I'm thinking, oh, these guys are really good. I shouldn't be out here. Coach, I think my knee's acting up here. Like, I'm out there with grown men and realizing I wasn't ready for that.
Tweak the hammy a little bit. It's a little stiffness.
Yeah, you know what? It was a Ben Simmons type moment. Yeah, the back. Wait, what's wrong with your back? You didn't do anything out there. I know. I should stretch a little bit. But Bronny belonged out there. Is he a great player? No. Is he a good player? Yes, he is a good player. Is he going to be the star of his team in college? I don't know that. I mean, he might be a Chris Paul type player, although he's an off guard, and he's not the point guard. Yeah, Seton.
But right. Is he a great player? No, not yet. But he has to be given the opportunity to become great. Kobe wasn't great at 18 either.
No.
You have to give them a window of time to figure it out.
But we won't give him a window of time to figure it out. He's LeBron James's son, and people aren't going to be fair to him. But you're right. I mean, Kobe's one of the greatest players of all time, and he looked lost out there when he was 18 years of age. Even KG when he came in. These guys come in and you're playing against grown men. But LeBron's saying, I want to play at least 1 year with my son. Now it's up to Bronny. Because LeBron will still be LeBron. He might not be great. He'll still be LeBron. Yeah, Marv.
And what if Bronny says, you know what, I'm having a really good time here. I'm making money. I like this team.
Ooh.
Maybe we get another guy in the transfer portal. Hey, and next year we can go to a Final Four for whatever school he goes to. And LeBron says, relax.
Whatever NIL he's making in college, he'll make that in the pros. Seton brought this up because Caitlin Clark is, a wonderful player and probably making some good money at Iowa. And she's the focal point of college basketball right now, the women's game. And if you go to the WNBA, why wouldn't those sponsors go with you? You'd still make that money. Your NIL would just transfer into the WNBA. Now, I know that she came on the show a couple of weeks ago and said, I'd love to stay. I've got one more year and maybe one more year after that. Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, some of her NIL deals are local, right? She has one with a chain of supermarkets through the Midwest.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that change because she's not at Iowa anymore, even though she's an Iowa legend? I don't really know. But you would imagine being the face of college basketball, and then you think probably the face of the WNBA, that she would still be able to get endorsement money.